Welcome to the Afterspin. Opinions from thought leaders in our state. Greer Beatty, over the past few years, we've seen a big increase in the number of corporate and private sponsorships and naming rights for public arenas, parks, museums, and buildings. Is this primarily because we aren't providing sufficient funding for this public infrastructure? Are these sponsorships and naming rights cheapening our public facilities? And should the naming rights expire after a certain length of time or be permanent? What's your thoughts?
Well, we've been naming things for a long time. We name football stadiums. We go to high schools right now. There's, plenty of logos all over the place. I don't think that it's much different with some of our state resources. Yes, there should be guidelines, and yes, there should be some pretty strict rules as far as which businesses are able to advertise on, say, a ferry. And those need to be decided, and the determinations need to be made in a fair and equitable fashion. Nobody gets to name something for forever unless they build it. And those contracts need to be closely watched and renewed. They started the asset mapping in the DOT back when I was still there. It took quite a long time and was a pretty big contract to start looking at what those assets are and what the revenue is. And the truth is, we don't have the revenue we need to build the things that
do they generate that much revenue?
They can generate a good bit of revenue. And even then, if you think about it, even something as simple as adopt a road, adopt a highway, somebody's not giving you necessarily money, but they're giving you labor. And you'd have to pay for people to go and clean up that stretch of highway. Instead, you have the, Joe Smith Insurance Agency. They get a little bit of advertising, and the state gets the benefit of some labor. Those are great relationships and partnerships. Expanding that is a good idea, and we do it in smaller forms in public places anyway. You can have ads that are on city buses, up in city buses. You can have, those kinds of opportunities for a business to get their name out there. And if you're broken down.
I just had a great idea. We're going to start getting the panelists to wear shirts with logos like Pennzoil and Chevrolet. And so what do you think? Maybe that'll be a way to raise money.
Do I get to raise it for me? Because, if so, I'll talk. But, I'm just saying, it's not a bad idea to come up with some additional revenue.
Well, thank you for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.